EduCare Taiwan, some of you might not know, but is the only and the largest platform to provide consistent and the correct information about Taiwan University in India. So then you ask me, why Taiwan? If your family only have less than 5 lakh rupee for your higher education, you please don't ask your parent to make a loan against their the house to send you to America or any other country to study. It's not fair. If you cannot get a job and pay that back, your parents going to lose their house, right? Yeah. So if your family only have less than 5 lakh rupee for you, then I can tell you that Taiwan is your best choice for as a overseas destination with the very good career opportunity. Yeah. Now, 30 years ago, it was the high time that 1990, it was the Japanese economy is at the peak. Everything is rosy. Okay. People spend money like crazy. So that is the time I went to Japan for my undergraduate in one of the top university called Nagoya University. By the way, my university have 3 Nobel Prize winner in engineering side. Yeah. So in that peak time, I escaped from Japan as soon as I graduate. And I did not even think of working in Japan. Even most of my classmates, they have received 2 to 3 good offers from the top university. Why I do that? The logic behind my decision is I saw most of the students in my school that time, they only come to school the first day, signed up, and the exam day, okay? And they still be able to graduate and pass all the exam. How come, yeah? So all young Japanese generation at that time only want to have fun, and they are not working sincerely. And I told myself, this happy story would not last long. So if I allow myself to be in this cozy, easy environment, I might not be able to work anywhere else. So I run away from Japan. Now today, I make the right choice and might make the right decision. Because after I escaped from Japan, so to speak, the loss of 30 years in Japan, as all you know, that Japan that time, the whole economy stayed for the past 30 years. The payment is stays same. Yeah. So I want to tell you, to succeed, work hard is not enough, but you have to choose the right path to work hard. Then you will have the better chance to outperform others. Choose the right path. So for my experience in Japan, today I would like to give you 2 hints to help you to make the right, career choices. One of them is about iPhone. Yeah. So what do you think the iPhone supply chain change? They are going to move to India. What kind of impact they are going to have on your career future? Here is the first clue. After pandemic, there are some important, movement in the business world that you should know and pay attention to. They are faster speed and more cross-border technology and innovation integration. Means, exchange between cross countries R&D activity. Let me explain and give you an example. Chinese company Huawei. Everybody know Huawei, right? Yeah, it's aggressively set it up their R&D research and development center in the world, around the world. They are set it up in Germany, they are set up in Sweden, they set it up in US, in India, in Russia, even Turkey. Yeah. So right now, more than dozens, multinational company like Volkswagen in the car maker, yeah, or Schneider from the electrical industry, or AstraZeneca from the pharmaceutical industry, they are all moved toward setting up their R&D center in India and China. Our human technology have been explored so fast, so much till today. The lower hanging fruits have been plucked. Only the easy research you cannot find the good opportunity. So what you will do when the young research, they have finished their final paper, And the next thing they have to do is they have to join with their hand, the joint hand with the professor to solve, to solve some complicated market problem. So he might need to study one piece of the research, and then he joined the junior researcher in Moscow, and he joined the research in China and India, and they will solve the problem in the same time. Yeah. So after the pandemic, the long distance collaboration is much easier and possible. So why is the why this a high speed cross border technology and an innovation movement? Why is that? Isn't it like US? They don't want, a worker in manufacturing say, okay, foreigner are taking my job, so they don't want to work with any foreigner. But in the R&D, innovation is a field, is an area which demands and require a huge number of the high skilled talent. So they need a lot of talent, which that US or the developed country cannot simply support. So, for example, you guys all know, right? Okay, US is technology powerhouse in the world, the most advanced technology in US. But do you know what? From 2005, from 2005, that US had import more communication and IT volume, R&D technology, import more than they export. Yeah, they buy more than they sell in their R&D technology. There are two countries which had more R&D export than import. That is India and China. So this first information that you should know when you make your career choice is you have to know right now, the next 10, 20 years in India, higher education, better research capability would be a key for you to get a good job in the global market. Yeah, higher education and the better research capability going to let you stand out. The second hint is, so this is actually the news, actually very recent, within these 2 months, by the way. Yeah. So with like Indian government, 19 billion investment, India joined the global race to make a semiconductor. Yeah. By the way, end of October, when I went to India, all the newspaper is about semiconductor coming to India. Okay. Yeah. So here, the second one is that India has a big role to play. New Delhi is trying to turn the country into the chip powerhouse. And the second one is, what do you see? So this is Nikkei Asia, is very reputative newspaper, that Apple asked their supplier to ship AirPod and bid production to India. This actually is already happening. Yeah, Foxconn is Taiwanese company, one of the largest electrical assembly company, which that they mainly do all the assembly product for Apple. Yeah, Foxconn and Vedanta have built the 19 billion India chip factory. Okay, now you have to know that this is the movement. When you see the newspaper like this, and every week you are seeing that semiconductors come to India, just make sure that you have to do something about it. Otherwise, you're going to left behind in this golden chance. And I can tell you that the window of this opportunity for you to benefit from this movement is only 10 years, not 15. So make sure that you take the action. Within this 10 years, it means like you have to have some fruitful, achievement in this 10 years. That's what I'm trying to say. With the strong government, vision made in India, okay, made in India, and the world expected India to be able to produce more physical product, not only the IT service. If you are interested in IT or you are very good at coding, then you have to combine your computer knowledge in the real production. That only your skill can set you will have the higher value in the job market. When the Apple requires a subcontractor to set up the production line in India, they need a higher skill engineer who know how to improve the yield rate in their production line. They need a good chemical engineer for troubleshooting in their reaction of their semiconductor processes. And they need a good research in the material science to find a better material to increase their chips performance. So these two keywords, one, the second keywords actually is the physical, technical skill. That's what you need. So remember what I'm saying. First, better research capability. Second, physical manufacturer skills is what you need. So, and I can tell you, Taiwan would be the perfect place for these two keywords, and that can help you to move to the right path. As you know, Taiwan is a leader in the semiconductor industry, in the industrial machinery, electrical product, and they are all physical products. Yes. So it's not marketing or sales. Yeah. So you need to know. And one thing is that you might know that TSMC is the Taiwanese largest semiconductor company. It's the only company which can manufacture iPhone 14 chips. Do you know in one iPhone 14 chips, one chips have 15 billion. Let me say that again, 15 billion transistor on it. And one more fact that you need to know is Taiwan is the only one of the few countries which have the full semiconductor supply chain. It clicked, right? India want to be a semiconductor industry leader, and Taiwan is already a semiconductor leader, right? So you can learn a lot from that. So getting a master or PhD in NTNU, you are not only getting a latest technology education, but after you graduate, you can work in those world-class companies for industrial training and exposure. If you want to know more about study in Taiwan or information about Taiwan, so do make sure you follow us in our Instagram and our Facebook. Okay, see you next time.